drawing Estelè Jis, who is Etwal Liymè's son, or godson, as we would say in the story. Um, as you know, I am working on the DOE project, and we are currently drawing the characters out and also telling the story. If you have not heard the stories before this chapter, I will have the list below for you can go back to chapter one as well as the playlist listed here. So click the link here. Yeah. If you want to see the full gallery of these characters, as long as extra character designs and updates of these characters, check out my Buy Me a Coffee page. There is a gallery that I will be uploading everything pertaining to the DOE project there, and sparsely, not sparsely, but mostly there. So, with majority, I'll say 98% of everything DOE is only going to be on my Buy Me a Coffee page. So, I will have the link for that for you below. And it's also listed in all my links are here. So, without further ado, let's get started with the story. Chapter 7, Escape. Hang on, little one, Bwana says to Estelè Jis. He pushes off the ground towards the horse. Lot intercepts him. However, Bwana twists his entire body while holding Estelè Jis like a piece of luggage and goes into a second bay and pushes off in midair. Like a feather floating gently to the ground, he lands feet first near the horse. With one hand, he sits Estelè Jis on the horse. He looks down at the short, stocky man and says, "Get on. Go. I'll hold off the Eclorogians." "Are you sure you don't need any help? I am as good as dead for helping you anyways. I bet you're wondering why I'm helping you in the first place." "I am. But a chance is a chance, and that's why you need to go. Now, I'll be right behind you two." The short, stocky man hops on the horse behind Estelè Jis and rides off with full speed. "Hey, Tiga-san, have you ever ridden a horse before?" the man asks Estelè Jis. "No," he replies. "Not to worry. Just keep doing what you're doing. I'll give you instruction if need be." "Okay," Estelè Jis says. Lot yells at a nearby guard, "Stop them!" Some guards chase them with horses and others with wagons pulled by chins. "Okay, Tiga-san. To avoid running into stuff, just pull left to go right and right to go left," the man says. "Okay, Tantan," Estelè Jis says. The man looks behind him. "Okay, you filthy Eclorogians. Let's see how you like this." He takes a small vial out of his side pocket and stands up on the horse, while it's weaving in and out of the way of lumbering boulders. "Now, witness the rise of the Etwal Whoosh." He drinks the vial and inhales air. He then exhales and fire explodes from his mouth. It forms into a giant red ball in less than a second. It shoots out towards the Eclorogian soldiers who were in pursuit, striking them head on. The fire went from flames to a molten hot liquid as soon as it touched the soldiers. It burnt through their armor and melted them down to nothing. Bwana witnessed what happened. "So, he is such a illusion, like L'Esprit. Seeing that you won't strike us, we have the advantage," Lyman says. Bwana smiles. "When did I ever say I wouldn't strike you? Did you ask the third prince who broke his arm?" Bwana says. Lyman's eyes grew big. His smile became even more bizarre. "A Vantian that's hurt their prey? This is golden. This is what I need. What entertainment." He laughs hysterically. In a blink of an eye, Lot Yonsiel is an inch in front of Bwana. He punches him directly in the face, sending him flying several feet and landing on his back. "Well, now," Bwana says. "That's surprising to know his hits are 5 times better than his fray." Bwana stands and puts up Dole. He goes into a stance similar to what Claire did with the claw hands, but this time Bwana hands are narrow and stiff. Underneath his breath, he says, "Amen." Suddenly, a gust of air exits his body. "Oh, what is this? A new trick? If I'm correct, this is ramen, right?" Lyman says. Lyman stumps his right foot on the ground and pulls in his chest. His right hand extends out and his left arm into his waist. "Fully," he says underneath his breath. Suddenly, electric sparks exploded from his body. "Don't get cocky, Bwana. You aren't the only one with the embodiment of our ancestors' strength. They were said to be on par with one another in strength." Lyman throws a punch at Bwana, sending a shockwave and electrical current towards him. "Who said their strength was on par with one another?" Bwana asks. He then reaches out into the shockwave with both hands and swipes it to both sides of him, sending it knocking into the other soldiers and buildings. And one of the knocked over buildings came out from under the rubble was an old man. He staggered towards the two bare feet. His gray hair are short locks and his eyes are a glossy blue. He seems to be blind. With a nasty attitude, he yells, "What's going on out here? Can an old man get some sleep?" He is now in between both of the men. "Liddy, you old fool. You ready to perish along with this Vantian?" Lyman says to the old man. "Vantian?" His feet shift towards Bwana. "What's your name, Vantian?" "Bwana," he replies. This old man's not an ordinary old guy, or is he a fool? "Kid? Do you know a fakey?" "Yes, he is my papa." "Oh?" Lady goes into a fighting stance Bwana never seen before nor heard of. Lady sidesteps and swiftly twists his body towards Lyman and kicks air. The air forms into a round ball with icicles inside, sending them blasting into Lyman. It throws him back several feet, knocking him unconscious. Bwana is amazed by what he just witnessed. "Any sons of Fiki is a son of mine," the old man says. "Let's get out of here, son. I've been here long enough," he says to Bwana. Before they took off, Bwana noticed all the slaves that were watching. He jumps on top of one of the rickety buildings and shouts, "Any man, woman, or child that has been held captive, follow me to freedom." A lot of murmuring comes from the people. They seem to be unsure of the offer. One person comes forth and says, "Where would you lead us? To our deaths? Like you did the people of Vanti?" Bwana gritted his teeth. "Which do you prefer? To remain as slaves, live and be degraded and die, or to escape to freedom with a possibility of dying along the way? And if you do escape successfully, you can then die of old age. If death is your greatest fear, stay. It doesn't matter if you escape or stay, you will die eventually. As for me, I have someone to find and protect, and others to protect." The person smiles under the hooded shawl they have covering their head. The person removes the shawl. It is a woman with deep dark brown skin and purple eyes. She smiles and says, "I nicked that Epster. I'll take my chance with you." Some more people step up and decide to join Bwana. Others breaks off into groups and go their own way. Some stay. Bwana and his group runs out of the campsite. They go into a wide terrain that cuts down into a rocky path. "This leads into Tuashwan, the cave valley," the woman says. Behind them, they could hear the sound of galloping. It was Estelè Jis and the man that helped them escape. "Tonton," Etwal Liymè says. "Glad to see you all right," Bwana says. An image of Wee's smiling face flashes in Bwana mind as he looked down at Estelè Jis. Thanks to Jenny's Sheik? And Sheik? Bwana asks. Jenny's Sheik get off the horse and walks over to Bwana. Sorry for the trouble I gave you. It was just part of my role I was playing at the time. Who would have thought I had the chance to run into you? He says. Do we know each other? Bwana asks. No, but I have reason to believe you know my name. From the description you gave of your daughter, only Zetrewujans have the features of dark hair turning red in the sunlight. Do you know L'Esprit and Sheik? Bwana heart ached. Images of L'Esprit dead body in his arm flashed in his mind. L'Esprit was my wife and the mother of my Tumonyo. Bwana replies. She's alive? Jonas Sheik says with such joy. He hops up and down with arms raised in the air. I have searched and searched, did things my papa would turn over in his grave for. Even kissed the backside of those Eklarajins for years searching for my niece. He drops down to his knees and begins to cry. I've done horrible things to others. I've even killed mans just for misleading information. But she's alive. 18 years. 18 years it has been. And she has Tamonyo? He hopped up off the ground and says, We have to find her petite fille. Where is the other Tamon? Dead, Bwana says. What? Jenny Sheik asks. The other Tamon is dead, my garçon, along with Mama, Masse, and L'Esprit. What do you mean in L'Esprit? She is dead. Eklaraj killed them all, and now I have Lavi, your royal niece, somewhere. Jenna's Sheik's face goes into a devastating expression. He drops back to the ground, clutching his tattered shirt. The buzz of his hair on his shaved head began to spark fire. His eyes gaze off a lit flame. First Cho, my newborn. They turned my brother and now they killed my niece, who I searched 18 years for. He whispered under his breath. Everyone looked at him with understanding and hate for Eklaraj. Bwana turned his back on the group and says, I still have hope in finding my petite fille. What comes along with that is changing the kingdoms. Are you willing to fight with me? He asked the group. A man with a pointy beard and wide eyes says, Fight Eklaraj and Lopley? What do we have that can outbeat them? I have seen the new weapons Eklaraj possess, and Lopley's army is big with unforeseen powers. How can just the 10 of us do anything? No thanks. I'd rather go back to my town and find my family. You have the right to do so, Bwana says calmly. Anyone else who wants to go back to their homes can do so. I don't fault you for it. Two men turned around and head in the opposite direction. Another starts off into the valley, and two others goes eastward from the group. Bwana turns around to see who was left. The old man, Liddy, the purple-eyed woman, Estelè Jis, and Jenny Sheik. Are you sure you guys want to endure this? He asks. Liddy replies, Garçon, taking away Eklaraj's power has been on my bucket list since the day I met your papa. I would like to hear the story of how you met my papa, Bwana says. I'll tell it to you one day, Garçon. What about the rest of you? Bwana asks. I am pretty sure that we all want a piece of Eklaraj. Breaking the power struggle that is devastating the lands is something that I can go along with, the woman says. What will be your reason in wanting a piece of Eklaraj? Bwana asks. Besides being captive in a slave camp, they took something valuable from my people, and we want it back. What is it? You should know. You once ate one when you were to mourn. Bon Joon-ki eyed the woman suspiciously. How do you know that? He asked. She walked past him down the rocky pathway and says, I'll tell you another time. From the sound of her voice, sounds like she can be annoying. The noise can be a bit strange at times, Lily says with a chuckle. Agreed, Bon Joon-ki says. Estelè Jis grabs hold of Bon Joon-ki's hands and says, Will you help me find my papa too? I don't want to think that he is dead. He isn't dead. My zombie is almost as strong as I. I know he isn't dead. A smile goes across Estelè Jis' face. Let's go end this power struggle. Bon Joon-ki says, and find my petite fille. That is the end of chapter 7. I hope you guys enjoyed this chapter. Let me know what you think about the new characters. I am playing around with the voices and everything, cause as you know, like this is it's gonna be a vast. It's gonna be like a different cultures of people and everything. And Lee did the new guy, the blind guy. I'm thinking about changing his aspect here of him being blind. Cause you know the blind trope, blind guy is always this kind of overpowered thing. I was just thinking the other day, like, what if he was deaf? We never hear. What if he was deaf with extraordinary eyesight or something or anything like that? So and he just read the lips or whatever. But I don't know. Or what if he don't have any type of disability and just a freaking overpowered person? Which that will come along in the story. We're gonna find out why. I don't know, if you catch my Twitch stream if I'm drawing one of them, you will get to hear their backstory. Also, I will be putting their backstories and stuff up on Buy Me a Coffee. So if you guys want to check that out over there, you want to see their backstories and everything, go and check that out. So yeah, I'm like maybe little small comics and stuff with their backstories drawn out. I'm not showing that part, but it's more work. But anyways, with that said, I'm going to end it here. Make sure you tune in for next week. Next week, I will be drawing. Who should I draw next week? I don't know. Let's just go down. Let's go with Lyman. I did draw him once before for the OC October thing last year, so let's do him again. So, anyways, Lyman, and we'll get a little bit of backstory on him. It's not much, but for the Twitch stream. So with that said, I will catch you guys later. Remember, keep drawing, keep going, don't stop, and shalom. Thank you guys for viewing my channel. If you would like to see me screen my art and chat art and anime, follow me over on Twitch. The link will be in the description box below under all my links are here. Do you want to know when I go live? Join my Discord where you get live updates when I go live. The link to it will also be under all my links are here. Remember, art grinders, keep drawing, keep going, don't stop.